Hey, what's going on, folks? Here we are once again, trying to take a look at what happened since then. We know we got a new one. He done took office, 26 executive orders. Yeah, this is going to be all about politics today. And that final note, that's crazy. We're going to really dive into it because this cat then came in. You talked about being a dictator. That's what you're presenting to us. You talked about being an authoritarian. That's what you're presenting to us. You talked about being a nationalist. That's what you're giving us. So I seen one article, and they made the mention to say, don't pay no attention to what he say. Pay close attention to what he's doing. Let's look at some of it. This immigration force, deportation, he got the world scared. Colombia, oh, whoa, y'all can't come in here. Rejected 2 planes. Trump called them. They ready to accept them. Argentina, Mexico, everybody. China, North Korea. Let's go with it. Iran. Let's talk about it. These cats are all shivering in their pants. They scared of him. Because to what I'm looking at and what it seems to me, because if it was me, and you say if you don't concede to us, to America, we're going to put tariffs on everything you do. Okay, I'm going to jack the prices up too. That 25% tariff that you put on me, I'm going to pass it on to you. Colombia, where we get our coffee, I'll be putting a tariff on you. So, I mean, it'd be like they call a tariff war, back and forth. You do this, I'm going to do this. You do this, I'm going to do this. You respond this way, I'm going to respond that way. And who's in the middle? We're in the middle. We're right in the middle of all of this pulling back and forth. It's ridiculous. But it shows. Them people in office ain't there for us. The Republicans, they not there for us. They there for him. I read an article today that said that the Republican Party within the House and the Senate is willing to yield their power to him. Who's going to stop them? Now, the Democrats don't own enough or have enough votes to make a difference, so they like Silence of the Lamb. They like Silence of the Lamb. We're here. We don't have a voice, but we're here. Democrats have bowed down to him as well. Who's challenging him? I want to eliminate the 14th Amendment. Now, I'm going to tell you, and if you don't fact check it, shame on you. But if you eliminate the 14th Amendment, the birthright of those that are born here, whether their parents were legal, illegal, they were born here. 14th Amendment gives them that right to own up to being an American because their birth was here. And understand there's a number of countries that come here to have birth, to give birth rather, to their child, that it may be an American citizen. But part of that, and the foundation of that 14th Amendment was for us. During the Civil War, when they finally made an agreement, they started this Constitution, the 14th Amendment was for that purpose, that the African American, well, it wasn't Americans then, for the African to be considered Americans because they were born here. 14th Amendment. Read it. I'm telling you. He's going to do away with it now, so it no longer exists. Is that backdating to the time of the Civil War? Because if that be the case, well, we were already not citizens here. But then what do you do with us? Like you're deporting them because they're not citizens, though they were born here. The 14th Amendment is done away with. So all of those that were born here to illegal parents are now going to be deported. To where? The African slaves that were born here to their legal at that time, because we were owned by slave owners of America, and they were considered themselves American. So who's native to this country? The Caucasian who has a power came from Europe. So they're immigrants too. Something to look at. Because if you're not a Native American here, you were born here after the fact. Does the 14th Amendment apply to you too? Then who is the original natives here in this country? I'll wait. Who? Doesn't make sense. This guy, look at what he's doing. He's gathering power. He's already established, I can't pronounce that word, that the Europeans use. The billionaires of their country had a name, and those billionaires manage what that dictator does. Putin has them. Young has them. X for China has them. These are the big wigs that make the decisions behind the doors or behind the scene of that president dictator. The inauguration, all the billionaires on the front row had their little spots because they got their puppet in place now, Trump. They paying him to get what they want established. Elon Musk, come on, really? What's it called? Department of, he's supposed to be there to eliminate waste that the government is doing. But every department that is in place has a reason to be there. He eliminated all the watchdogs for the departments that's supposed to be able to manage what is spent and how it's spent and where it's spent and when it's spent and who gets it and why they get it and what they do with it, how they do with it, and how does it benefit America. And he's supposed to give Congress a 30-day notice. He did it overnight. Hey, by the way, yeah, you fired. Then he turned around and canceled DEI in the federal government and then told the departments, lay them off. Then I'm going to give them a severance package, 8 months pay till September. That's what he did. And if you don't accept it by February 6th, which is like next week, you don't get it. But you still need to resign your post. 2 million Americans. Who you think got affected the most under DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion? Us. He know what he's doing. It's like, don't listen to what he's doing. Pay attention to what he's doing. Oh, by the way, I'm going to cancel all federal grants. Well, excuse me, pause all federal grants. Imagine who he's affecting. Again, the American people, millions of us, are being affected by what he's doing. He's not. His cronies not that he put up on the billionaire. They not. The Republicans not. But his people are. Because if I'm not mistaken, SNAP, mostly Caucasian. Welfare, mostly Caucasians. Medicare, mostly Caucasians. They make you believe that it's the others. They make you think that it is the others, the other people, mainly us. I mean, for years I used to hear it. When when food stamps first came up, when welfare first got on board, they used to always say it's the African American who's using this, who's benefiting from this. And then when their statistics show different, found out no, it's the Caucasian that's benefiting from these programs that he has now suspended. I'm telling y'all, this cat, he all about himself. There's rumors that the House is starting to rumble, starting to look at impeachment of him. But you got to remember, the Supreme Court said he has immunity from those things which he says he's doing to protect the American people. So pausing the grants, that's helping the people. Yeah, putting tariffs on these other countries, that's helping the people. Or is it? We need to know. We need to see this because the way it looks like you're self-serving. You don't even care about your own. You're self-serving. What they say, what most dictators do, control, power. That's what I gotta have. I gotta have control, power. And I gotta have people that I can trust, rely on. You let go 2 million people that's under government contracts. How do you have 2 million mega that you can put in their place? Because that's what you're going to do. You're going to take and you're going to put them in those, even if they don't have the experience. We're going to do on a merit basis. You ain't never done it on merit basis. You've always done it on racial basis. Come on, talk about it. If you did it on a merit basis, you have no need for DEI. You have no need for civil rights. You have no need for discrimination laws and principles that are put in place to prevent that from happening. You wouldn't need that. Tell me I'm wrong. But because you're not fair in your hiring practice, because you're not fair in the way you hire, you needed this, even in education. See, what we fail to realize and understand is that we were meant to be a step stool to this country. We were never accepted as a people, especially when you brought us here as cattle, listed as cattle. You never respected us. You never looked at us as being human, even though our heart is based in love. Yours not. Come on, let's talk about it. Don't matter. Truth is the truth and it's going to stand by itself. It don't need support from somebody that says, well, according to what we feel, according to what we see. I told you, don't pay attention to what he says no more. Look at what he's doing. He told you, and you still voted for him. I will have the best, the most deportation of immigrants in American history. He told you that. Look what he's doing. So everything he told you on that road to get to that seat he's in, he told you he was going to do it, and now he's doing it. And you're looking like, really? He's actually doing it? You mean he can't do it? You put him in the seat. You voted for him. Now you got to sleep with him. Oh, by the way, and this is the part that gets crazy. He's looking for the House and the Senate to pass a bill that would allow him a third term. Now, most presidents, and I'll tell you from history, from what I've seen, Republicans gets in office, they want to do away with what the Democrats did. Establish their own. Democrats, they get in office. They do the same thing. I'm going to try to make sure that what he did is undone and what I'm doing is going forward. But the only way you can really focus in and establish who your legacy is as a president takes 2 terms. Because the first 2 years of that term, you're trying to get rid of what the other dude did. The next 2 years of that term, you're trying to now establish what your originally terms was going to be. Then, on that second term, you really get to establish Obamacare. Establish what your intents were. Yeah, that's crazy. And now, he had the 1 term. That's what it did. It flew by so fast, he forgot it. Now he knows the second term, he got a project 2025 he wants to put in place. 26 executive orders on day 1. And he has been doing what he wanted since then. 2 million federal employees was told to stay home. And he's going to offer them a severance package. 8 months pay and quit your job. Resign. 24 attorney generals whose job is to oversee those departments to make sure they run efficiently, effectively for the people. Not no more. He's supposed to give them a 30-day notice to Congress. I'm going to do this. He did, nope. Hey, you fired. Yeah. And nobody blinked an eye. That's crazy. Nobody said no. Hey, man, it was nice working with you, partner. Yeah. But see ya. The real president is here now. And he's stirring up shit because he want to stir up shit because it's shit. And I got a lot to say. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's what we face with for at least the minimum next 4 years. And he's only 2 weeks in. He's only 2 weeks in. My God, where are we going? Israel, hear it. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because we're about to go through it. Yeah. If we're here, we're about to go through it. And if we're not, we're in internment camps. We've been deported to Africa. You better read Genesis 15. when he told Abraham, your children will go into bondage and they will come out with abundance. And I will punish the nation that enslaved them. Get ready. Hey, I'm your boy. Got a lot of shit to say. And this time, it's time. Holding back nothing. We're going to tell it all. We're going to put it all out there. We're going to prepare ourselves for this guy that's coming. Us, for this guy that's here. Stay blessed. Stay up. And prepare yourself. Peace.